to get in here to chit chat with you guys. Hey. All right, so I'm back down here at the Travelodge hotel that I was at last night, where they've done the takeover of the 16 rooms. The police came through this morning, started doing a sweep, cleaning people out. They had to wear hazmat suits apparently because they had issues with COVID situation apparently. So it's interesting though, because everyone kind of cleaned out. The facilitator, the guy that was kind of organized, the one that I talked to last night. It's interesting because he, while I was online, the talking to him. Sorry, there's just some tool out here. He's walking around like making lewd gestures. What's up? You want to talk or do sign language? What's up? I thought, but they said that I was at the door making threats, and it's interesting that was the interaction because it was live and you guys all saw what was going on. So, what's going on, man? How you doing? Yeah? I caught what you were doing over there. What was that all about?
You was recording me.
No, I'm recording myself.
I'm not sure what. I was just gonna make sure I look good for what.
Flossing.
Hey, don't hate on play.
Keeping style in check. I love it. All right. CJ TV, independent.
What's that?
It's a live stream situation. It's hard to hear.
What'd you say? So you got like credentials?
Yeah, they're on the back of my phone. I got to keep them right there. Otherwise, I wear them around my neck.
I'm from Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati. Okay,
Yeah,
what's up?
So I'm here because I came to see my fiance on Christmas, and we done got into it. And now I'm here at this fucking disaster of a travel lodge. And
You're just staying here as a guest?
Yeah, and like spend every dime I had to be put up in here because I don't leave until like the second.
Okay.
So it's been like a problem. And I said I bought this last night and some goddamn, what do you call it, Jack in the Box.
Okay.
Which is all right, I'll say.
Okay, yeah, I'm hating on Jack in the Box.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So God is good, but yeah,
God is great.
I used to be a model back in the day for Gucci, and when I see people with cameras, I'll be like, if you record me, you gotta pay me. So that's where I was coming from.
Okay. Well, hey, enjoy your stay. All right, take care. Yeah, that was a paid guest. Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can't talk to someone inside here real quick. I don't know if they're gonna be cool with it. We are no longer accepting locals. Areas, including Fife. I don't know what that means real quick. Come on, see this. There's a sign on the door that says we are no longer accepting locals. Areas including Fife WA, Puyallup, Lakewood, Tacoma, etc. I don't know what that means. So, how y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing okay. Hey, I'm not recording you guys, just so you know. I'm not trying to put you on camera here. How's everything going with the clean out this morning?
I just got here. I guess they're leaving.
Yeah. How has that been for you as employees? Has it been? Do you mind if I record? I do independent journalism. I just do a live stream show that.
I don't like being recorded.
No, we're okay.
But
You're good. You're good. I got. It's over here on me. So, as employees, has this affected you having this occupation?
I haven't been here. I just got
okay.
here.
Okay. Are you willing to talk to me for a quick second?
I guess I just got here. We're not allowed to. Only the manager can speak on it.
Oh, okay.
So
is he not here? Or the owner? Sean's not here either?
He's just not here. Sean's not here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, when he comes in, you're more than welcome to talk to him.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Beyond all of this right here, how have things been just in business in general? Like this type of year with COVID and everything, have things been kind of slowed down a little bit? I mean, like everyone else is going through it as well.
It's pretty normal, but yeah, that's all of the questions the manager and the owner can
Gotcha.
answer.
No worries. I got you. Appreciate you. Take care. Okay, well, I don't know what they're demanding. It's a good question, but it's interesting. I did see a couple carloads of people that just showed up that were driving by. Have they asked for naked pictures of B. Arthur yet? No, not that I know of, though I would be making demands. It's interesting because this is where I'm from too. It's like the Tacoma area, and so there's no, this is nothing like foreign here as far as like situations that come up like these, but yeah, no, I feel we don't want to see anybody lose their job. So it's interesting because you got carloads of people that are like showing up, carloads of people that are driving by, like people in all black. So, but you do see there's patriots out here and stuff too that are doing their thing, that are out on the street right there, kind of flacked up. Local news, they're out here reporting. I was hoping to talk to that guy Sam real quick, see what's up. How you doing? So this is the hotel right here. As you can see, there's not a lot of action going on in the parking lot like it was before. But I'm curious, when I was out here before, they had... So that's that dude up there that I was talking about, that guy Sam, that I talked to yesterday. That when I was here, they said, let's go talk to some folks over here, see what's going on. They said that the issue was that, well, they didn't say it was an issue. They just said that there was someone at the door making threats, which is ridiculous because you guys all saw that we were live just having a conversation, which is wildly frustrating because the only threat here is to this business. I mean, get down with it. I mean, if we're talking about what's really going on, it's crazy for me to think that, like, I've seen the call to arms right now, you know what I mean? With everyone that's kind of got this, which they said they got an army of 40 to 60 people that are, sorry, I want to say, hey man, let me call you right back. But, yeah, but it's funny to me that, man, a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, there's a couple things I noticed when I was talking to folks out here earlier was kind of the thought process, ideology behind why people are out here, what they're looking to accomplish. But one of the things that was said about the hotel here in an interview with the Tacoma Housing Now was that I'm trying to get a chance to talk to that dude real quick. Sorry, 1 second. Let me see if I can grab him real quick. But was that the, sorry man, I'm all over the place right now. The hotel received, the spokesman said that the hotel received a $50,000 PPP, which was a payroll protection plan, money that came in to help them out, right? Well, and they said the hotel should be fine. They just got $50,000, right? Well, that was to cover the payroll. And like some of the quotes that came from that were interesting. I wonder if this dude's gonna be willing to even talk to me. But was that they needed that to cover their payroll for the employees, which means that they weren't in a good place. They needed some help. And the help that they got was a $50,000 support check that came in and went to the employees. But then they said later that they were actually trying to help the business, that they were in the business of helping the business. Let me go ahead and talk to this dude real quick. Hey, yo, Sam. What's up, man? I gotta ask you, dude. We talked yesterday.
Yeah. Not yesterday, the day before.
No, it was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. While I was at your door, we were having a good conversation, I felt. Someone on your network posted that there's a chud at our door threatening us right now.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
And then it kept going, and there was like a lot of kind of derogatory slander that came my way just based off the conversation we were having from your organization.
Obviously we can talk just fine. I don't know. It seems like some people, something about you being some stuff about things that happened during CHOP or something like that. I don't know anything about you personally, but it sounds like some people didn't like you or something like that.
Right. Okay. But the interesting thing was that conversation we had was, I felt pretty amicable. Like we had a good exchange, and that personal biases seem to come out in situations which aren't relatively helping the issue at hand here or helping the cause, right? Like that would be something that would derail the progress,
Yeah,
right?
man, I'm not about any personal attacks or anything like that. If anybody was unkind to you, I'm sorry for that, but it's also, it's the fucking internet. What am I going to do?
Right. It is the internet. Well, how are things going now with the escalation of things?
It's going good. People are getting a little tense out there, but
Yeah, I caught that.
nobody gets hurt.
I caught that. I saw there was kind of a call to arms from people on both sides where they were trying to get people to show up and kind of.
Sure seems like it. I haven't really been over there myself.
Right. Just stuff that I've seen chatter on the web.
Yeah, I haven't had any time to look at any online
Right,
stuff or
right.
anything like that.
How did things go with the police here earlier? I know we talked about that yesterday. Was that an issue that came up? Was there any kind of exchanges that were ended with? There was any arrest issued or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so it went good. It went good. I mean,
went good, yeah.
by all standards.
Yeah, I don't know. Those guys are some kind of frustrated as well
I'm sure.
because nowhere for anybody to go. So
Right. Where is everybody going to go? Do they have? Because I know I talked to a woman over here on the way out who is homeless, and she said there is a shelter, but it's kind of far away.
I don't know specifically what shelter they might be talking about, but all of those shelters, if anybody has a whiff of having COVID, then they can't stay there.
And we heard that there was a couple of positive cases that were reported here within the hotel occupants.
Yeah. I mean, it's a houseless population. It's pretty unavoidable.
What are they planning on doing about that? I heard there was like hazmat suits that they had, like they were taking precautions when they were doing the sweep, but
Cops wear some suits, yeah.
okay. Are they planning on helping like quarantine the individuals that have
No, nobody's
tested
helping
positive?
Everybody goes back to sleeping on the streets tonight.
It got cold last night. It got really cold.
Yeah,
I would imagine tonight's going to be the same.
probably.
Are there any relief efforts that Tacoma Housing now has in play right now that they're hoping to exercise with the people that are taken out of here? Because I know people started showing up actually while I was talking. There was people that were hearing about it that were walking in off the street.
We're doing the best we can to help everybody get back in the situation for tonight, but
Right.
just kind of taking things as they come.
Do you foresee this being more of a standoff situation than it has up to now, or
No.
no? Okay. Is everyone pretty much cleared out at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel that? What are your thoughts on like another location?
Who knows, man?
Yeah. Do you foresee this being something that'll happen more, kind of, a little more often? Occupations like this, takeovers, things of that nature.
I don't know. It seems to be a thing that's kind of happening across the country, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. Last question for you. Like, how do you feel that the? I know initially with one of the representatives from Tacoma Housing now, it said that they were trying to work on generating business for the hotel.
Yeah,
And
there was a lot of talk about, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I had heard that the owner of this hotel had applied to become pandemic housing.
okay.
I know at some point when we were talking with him, he was amenable to being funded by the city for that,
Sure.
but it seems like that's not happening.
Yeah.
He's moving money for that kind of effort.
Gotcha. One of the things that caught me off guard was that they'd mentioned the PPP that he got, the payroll protection plan that was rolled out, the $50,000 that he used for his employees.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He runs a pretty big hotel. I'd imagine that gets eaten up in a month or two. Because you can spend PPP on rent and staff.
One of the representatives then was quoted saying that that this hotel was used for sex trafficking as well.
I mean, dude, it's a motel in the port of Tacoma. Like, of course it's used for sex trafficking.
Can
So-
I ask, you guys have a GoFundMe, is that right?
Yeah.
A lot of my viewers are asking, what are you guys planning on doing with the funds that you've raised so far?
Same stuff we always do with them.
There's more to that question that I had.
Do you guys have plan to pay for the nights that you guys didn't pay for here? So you guys are just going to pass the buck to the city in anticipation that they'll pay for it?
We'll see.
We'll see. You guys didn't try to negotiate with the city before the 24th to try to get them to fund this operation? You just figured that after the fact that it would be an option for you guys to have the city fund it?
Oh, we've talked to the city quite a bit beforehand. It just hasn't really been anything to materialize.
So you guys had meetings or conversations where you guys were trying to get housing in this unit or other hotels in the area, and those
Yeah.
fell through?
Yeah. It's just, local government hasn't moved very quickly.
I got to ask again, what's the big solution? Like what I mean, there's got to be, like, everyone's here for a cause, and it wasn't just to house 32 people in beds and 16 rooms. There's got to be a bigger play, and there's got to be an idea of
do
what
you guys
can
think?
happen.
Like, Are people sleeping outside in the cold okay right now? Is that
Nobody wants to see anybody sleeping out in the cold. of
yeah?
course.
So like I don't know. What would you guys
But
do?
nobody wants to take over and commandeer somebody else's business other than like people like you. There's a lot of people that oppose what you did.
Yeah,
And
so
we
like-
don't think that was right, and that's why we're here.
I hear you.
We don't think it's right. There's
I
better
understand,
approach for
man.
you
We're
to
not
do
gonna
that.
agree on that.
There's different approaches to the situation. That's why I asked. You're gonna. I mean, you think this is a stressful day for people that you brought into this building and uprooted their entire lives where they were at, brought them into a facility, gave them a false hope that they can be here longer than they really could have been.
I
and
think
then,
you're misunderstanding the situation, man.
That's exactly
These are
what
people
happened.
that I know.
And you sent them back, and now don't you think that's stressful for them to have to deal with that?
Of course it is.
And at the same time,
You
you're
gotta
gonna offer them
offer
other
them something.
services, like mentally afterwards, for all
Yeah.
the issues that they're going to be going through for today.
Yeah, of course.
Last night I was told that wasn't the case. You guys had a direct action plan, and that this was the direct action, and no direct action had been planned after this. That's what I was told by your volunteers that came down to school.
I mean, you guys are a little confrontational. I don't think a lot of the people
I'm just
here
asking
wanna
questions that
talk
other
to
people
you
are
about
asking. I
things
know it's
that are
rough.
very
It's
clear.
rough, but if you're going to get your message out, you're going to have to face confrontation.
You're gonna have
That's
to
what
face
you're
questions.
getting. You're getting confrontation.
So what is this whole thing is about anyway? Man, you mind me asking? So,
You're here and you really don't know what this was about.
I'm letting
He's
clarifying it for my followers. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on?
I think I've talked to people long enough, man.
You haven't talked enough, seeing how you want to take over.
You got a lot of people that want to hear what you have to
So
say.
we want to
Yeah,
hear
but
what
I
you
There's a lot
have
of
to
people
say.
watching these
I
cameras.
talked to CJ here. I talked to you. Like, if this guy has questions,
Yeah, now
maybe
I
you
have.
can-
Now I want to
Spread
know.
your message. You're trying to help
I'm-
homeless
I'm-
people out. You got
I'm
to get
a-
it out there. You got to talk to all kinds of people, man. Right now.
Yes, sir.
All kinds.
Hey, you can't
Can't
take
run
over
away.
an area and think that nobody wants to hear it
You can't run
multiple
away.
times. So tell your story. Tell us why you're doing what you're doing. Again, sir.
Dude, I'm done talking.
You're done talking?
Yeah.
So is that how you do? You guys take over areas and then you're just done talking?
Just
and then
pass the
go and
buck.
answer
No, man,
the-
like me personally, like I can't stand around and talk all
So
day. We have
who
social media,
who
we
can
have
I
things
go
talk
to
about.
that will answer my questions?
Go check out Tacoma Housing Now's.
Oh, or maybe they're not the ones right
You
here.
got
right
a representative, PR person, anybody? Is that you? I mean, you've been out here speaking to the camera, so I'm
No,
assuming it's you.
you guys can hit up Rebecca Parsons. She handles
Rebecca
up the,
Parsons.
Yep, Rebecca Parsons.
Thank you for
Take
your
care.
time, Sam.
now. Man.
Interesting. So the reason I asked that question about the sex trafficking was because the representatives were talking about how they wanted to help generate money for the hotel. And sorry, I got fleece on me. And bring money into the hotel and, you know, help the business. But then at the same time, they threw out some pejorative ideology about what the hotel was used for. And it kind of, I mean, you could just see there's a lot of like, I want to say like, you know, groping ideas as to what this is about. It was, I mean, I would imagine that it wasn't super well planned out, but it came about and happened. But the interesting facts that come to mind are that the call to arms, like not, I don't want to say arms, but they said they got an army, like I said earlier, about 40 to 60 people that are going to come and defend the line. It seems a very different element here, based off of, you know, that conversation and what I'm seeing, and from what you know, like Sam was saying, based off what the internet has to say, you know. But one of the things that does come to mind is that here in America, like we have things like the Third Amendment right, and if they're talking about an army that's ready to defend, that sounds like war talk. You know what I mean? That sounds like situations that are leaning in that direction. And in that, it does state, and you'll have to go ahead and post it up here, that no house, no home, privately owned home, will be occupied by soldiers in a time of war or peace. So when you refer to an army, it really leads me to believe that there's another violation of an amendment right there. So it's one of the things that this gentleman actually made a point about, which I thought was really interesting, was that the relief efforts, the contingency plan for what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? Like after these folks have been pulled out and displaced, and we've seen it before. And I'm going to say this right now again, from what I've experienced in the CHOP. And it's funny because he said that they had issues with what happened in the CHOP. If you guys have watched any of my earlier footage, like that was the most easygoing experiences ever. Great interviews, amazing time. And for people that weren't there, that don't know about it personally, like don't talk about it. But what did happen there, which I thought was terrible, was one of the sweeps. And I think that what I was hoping to hear about was what they're referring to as a lot of the sweeps that are happening right now. This time of year, with some of the parks and locations where they're sweeping out the homeless. In one of those situations that I was personally present for was the Chaz. They had a large homeless population that was already dwelling in that park up in Cal Anderson. Now, that was where they lived. And then when the police did the sweep, when the multi-department task force came through and did a sweep of the park, they said that they were going to catalog, ID, everything that was there, all the tents, all the belongings, all the possessions, with the NAV team that was supposed to help the homeless population in Seattle. And that didn't happen at all. They pulled up dumpsters and they just started throwing everything away. And so there's a leaning aspect of where I can understand where these sweeps are coming through and they're displacing already displaced individuals. But to proactively put yourself in a position where you're displacing other people now and business owners and people that have jobs here that already had to get a bailout situation to help maintain payroll, does like I said, do the actions justify the ends? So it's an interesting situation on all ends. But I mean, again, you got to hold yourself accountable to a higher standard of operation. So, what's up, man?
What's up?
How are you?
Pretty good.
Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm Jake.
Jake, oh, okay.
Behind enemy lines.
Heard a lot about you, man. Heard a lot about you. Apparently we've.
Hopefully good stuff.
Oh, you know how the internet talks.
All bad, right? So
Apparently,
it's good to finally meet you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, you can film me too. I don't care.
You can. Yeah. This is Jake. I just met from behind enemy lines.
So you're from Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've seen you kind of all over, so I was wondering.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like your home base?
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
okay.
It's home port. But I try to get out as much as possible, travel and see what's happening around the country and talk to people as best I can. But
cool. I seen you out in DC.
Yeah.
DC.
DC's been interesting, man. It's been a real.
Did you go the first time?
Yeah. I've been out there since. I've been going back and forth since like the 28th of August for the March on Washington. For that the tribute to the Million Man March with the MLK Jr. the Third, which is an amazing event. And then I've been back subsequently for a couple events that have.
Are you going on the 6th?
I'm torn, man. I'm torn.
I'm not, because I'm scared, man.
Honestly, like after the last experience I had in DC, I'm just kind of fed up with it all. You know what I mean? I'm hoping to talk to people and find out what's going to happen to change things in our country. I want to see what's going to happen to make progress, to elicit some kind of dialogue and conversation that's really going to push us in a good direction. And what I keep seeing is just antagonized, like it's beef.
Both sides.
But they're coming not just at each other, now they're coming at me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was interesting. Like I got accosted by a Proud Boy, a couple times, and they were like, "Oh, you're an Antifa spy" type thing. And all I could do was laugh. I'm like, if you knew how they felt about me, that would be laughable on every front.
Didn't you have like something that happened? I don't think you got beat up or anything, but didn't you get roughed up by Antifa or some shit?
No, no one's ever put their hands on me.
Okay, so what happened? Like, weren't you left leaning at some point though?
I've always been right down the middle. I've been watching things from an observatory standpoint though, and it's funny because
people don't like that.
People hate that like I was just talking about right now, and I'm sure people have things to say about it. What I saw happen in Seattle with the sweep that went through Cal Anderson Park when the police came through after the end of the Chop Chaz, like I thought it was monstrous. Like it was terrible. They were displacing homeless people. They threw their things away. People from SDOT were stealing things out of tents, and I was just like, man, come on, this is atrocious to see this happen. It's a large. I've lived in that area for 20 years. You don't want to see that happen to anybody. So I say that people are like, oh, now we know what side he's on.
Yeah, you're Antifa.
Exactly.
Or
So
you're right winger. Yeah.
And that's the thing is, people have this idea that you have to have.
Confrontation out on the sidewalk.
I just got here.
Just got
I
here.
heard about it, but no, I wasn't there.
Is that group here anymore?
I think they dispersed.
Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture, and if you tell me that would be cool. If they're out of here,
Yeah,
I get my phone out.
literally just pulled in 2 seconds ago.
I know both sides.
So apparently the police are asking if there was a confrontation out on the sidewalk. Apparently.
this guy's with you.
I was there watching it happen.
Okay.
There was no confrontation, just them yelling at each other.
Okay, you didn't see him.
I literally was next to them. I got it on film.
Okay,
They
My
were
bad, dude.
show me.
No, you're good.
I'm
You're
live
good.
right now.
You know how it goes.
No, you do your thing. Do your thing.
These guys threatened to
So the police just showed up in numbers. There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
They were yelling. I literally was laughing about it.
squad cars.
They were like,
A lot of police for
heard anything about
a confrontation on the sidewalk about something that happened out there.
business card? Would you send me that video later?
yeah, I could do that.
You guys
I
can
didn't
find it
even
online.
hear Antifa threatening anyone.
You
Is that who
can
those
find
guys
it
are?
online.
Huh?
Is that what
Yeah.
that group is?
Yeah, the group that started showing up was Antifa.
Nobody was threatening
So
anybody.
look at the. This is my cell number. That number you'll never actually get a hold of. Cell number, or if you
good to
email
see
the
you
video,
guys out of an outfit.
Because they're gonna say I didn't do my job, and I'm
Sure,
Quarantine
sure,
outfit's
yeah.
gotta be
I
comfy.
mean, you can take my word for
Were you
it.
guys out here for the sweep as well earlier today? How did that go?
Everybody is. obviously-
Everybody was agreeable. It went really well.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
conflicting viewpoints.
I heard that they had a
Okay.
couple
Those guys were
COVID
all
cases that
come
were.
over there, beat your
Are those
ass.
were those confirmed? Like, did you guys actually check that, or was that? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
No, everybody was actually very agreeable, and overall was the best case scenario.
Right.
Actually, the individuals that were.
Have you guys dealt with anything like this before?
Yeah, not like this. No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Were there any like charges filed against anybody for the occupation here? Oh, okay. Yeah. Would that have come down to like the business owner pressing charges, or is that just something that
What are we live streaming on? What are we on?
Like that, 'cause
YouTube, Twitch, Facebook?
YouTube, Facebook.
Really
Yeah.
fast. They all rolled out.
Okay. Sorry about that.
They
Yeah.
basically told us,
See you guys.
All right.
"Now,
Thank you.
grab all your shit that you want."
Interesting. So, based off what the police are just saying, there was no charges pressed. No one was arrested.
Charge for it.
They cleaned out the rooms, and it looks like housekeeping's actually making their way. I know that. So this is room 212 right here, which is where they were originally. That's where like the organizer was staying. Apparently, I think. I know that's where I talked to that gentleman, Sam. And it looks like there were 16 rooms. I would imagine that they were all kind of in the same area. I mean, unless they kind of just had to pick doors that were open. But it looks like housekeeping is actually making their way that direction now. So I don't know if they're gonna, put in their efforts to get through there, sweep in, and kind of get some, get it cleaned up. What I saw from the room, it wasn't trashed or anything. So that's, to be real clear, there was no like, I didn't see like needles sticking in the wall and burning piles of garbage or anything. So like people were expecting. But yeah, so there is a handful of people out here now. Other people that are streaming, kind of doing coverage. This is basically what I expected to see when I got here. Was a kind of a mixed, a dispersed grouping of people that are kind of. Oh, here we go. Here come the Chud comments too. Surprise! It's by the people in all black. So again, the whole that whole mentality of like, it's just funny. Like the enforcers of anything that has to do with anything, apparently. But they'll never rent more than 2 rooms at a time. Yeah, John Goldman said, I bet they'll never rent more than 2 rooms at a time from now on. That's probably not too far from the truth on this one. Yeah, right. It's man, I got blue jeans and white shoes on and a black coat and a Mariners hat. Talking about it as I'm dressed in all black. But again, it's starting to rain out here. It's cold. Who knows what's gonna happen. This is the dude that I was talking to earlier that he's up dancing with one of the carts. But anyway, who knows what will happen from this point on. I know that there's still a few people in the rooms. The police came out pretty quick when they talked about a disturbance of some kind. Like they showed up deep. That was surprising. They came in, they swooped. I mean, you guys saw that he walked up, was pretty straight up, looking for information, trying to get things done. But there's a lot of points that are being made out here that I have to, you can't not agree with. Is the fact that you can't just arbitrarily displace someone's business because you feel like you've got a point to make. But regardless of how noble your thought process might be or the cause that you're trying to support, anyway, it's funny. I got to stop looking at comments here, guys. I get too distracted when I do that. But again, we're down here at the Travel Lodge Hotel in Tacoma, Fife area, with the. So it was a Tacoma Housing Now organization that came down initially on Christmas Eve. Apparently, they checked into 16 rooms under one name. Paid for the first night, and then made it clear that they were not going to leave and they weren't paying for anything else. So they've been here for a handful of days now, and they just said that they don't have any plans on reimbursing the hotel owner for the time. Their thought process was they were hoping that the city would step in and subsidize the lost revenue for the rooms that were occupied. So as of right now, I don't think the city has any plans or intentions of doing that. So, and as I said before, a couple months ago, the business owner, Sean, received a $50,000 payroll protection plan, which he used for his employees. And I talked to a couple of them in there. There's a handful. I mean, I saw at least 4 or 5 employees that were working just in the front desk. So, and there's 2 housekeepers running right now. So they definitely have a grouping of employees. It's not like a one-man show. So they have people that have to pay, and they're on a full-time. Hopefully they can maintain throughout these tough times. And they've got to get they got to get paid somehow. So, but the person was quoted. Let me see if I got that real fast. I might have grabbed something from it. But here we go. Boom. The representative for Tacoma Housing now said the owner received $50,000 in payroll protection loans, and I assume it's because he was struggling and couldn't pay the payroll himself. And that's an issue that, I mean, to hear them say that and then at the same time say like, all right, well, from here they said that, well, he got $50,000, that should float him for a couple months, and to run an entire business off of. And then at the same time, from one of the representatives say like he was obviously struggling. I mean, it's contradictory and it's upsetting, really. They said that, in quote, "We are in fact bringing business to the hotel. We paid for the first night, and now we're demanding that the city and county pay for the other nights. We want to get him money. We want to get him a contract." Now, like I mentioned before, but then they also said that they, and Sam confirmed it, that this hotel that is being, for whatever reason they made a statement about it, this hotel has been used for sex trafficking. So, but then they're pushing for a contract for the hotel. And I imagine that if it comes down to an ethical standpoint, maybe that'd be an issue. But I mean, again, like, to all means justify the ends. I don't know, based off of compromising your ethics, your moral, your value. But anyway, sorry, old boy dropped his gloves. But there is a large group of folks that have come out here now. There's like the whole Antifa squad has come out. Some umbrellas are out here, just to be clear. It's, and they're doing their best to block people. It's just, the whole umbrella thing is just ridiculous to me, honestly. Let's go see what this guy's got to say. This is the guy I was talking to earlier. Ooh.
You really want to go to jail? You touch it, you're going to jail.
That dude's got, he's a... This is that dude from Cincinnati. He's not playing around. Came to visit his fiance for the holidays, and is he just saying, he's dropping the N-bomb on him left and right. Very confused by that. He said, if you record me, I'm gonna fuck you up. And then he said, he's an N from the streets, apparently, of Cincinnati. Hey, man. Not how I would have referred to things. Yikes. So I'm curious how long it's going to take the hotel to get back to normal, because they did say that people were just, deterred from coming this direction just because of all the activity that was taking place here. So I'm trying to adjust my grip here. Oh, I've seen some local Seattle folks here too. Folks with issues, things to say. The phone I'm on right now, if that dies for whatever reason, then I'll go ahead and I'll have to switch over, or I might just cut out, let what be, you know, let these folks do what they're doing. It looks like there's people that are talking, you know, doing like press releases, doing their part to at least talk to folks. Sam, you know, I'll give Sam like the nod. You know, he was willing to speak to me and give some information. You know, he kind of got swarmed there at the minute when I was talking to him again. But you know, and he addressed the fact that like the group, for whatever reason, you know, initially just went ahead and knee-jerked into saying like, you know, that I was making threats, whatever. So, but again, he said what I have to say all the time, which is it's the internet, man. You can't really control that. So, but if you're running the organization, if you're representing your people, you know, hopefully you put your people in check. But yada yada yada. Anyway, moving into the next phase of what's going to happen here, I don't know what that's going to be, honestly. I know that it looks like people are kind of mounting up, hopping in their cars, taking off. Like I said, I saw some local Seattle folks, you know, like that are here again, and it turns into like this call to arms from all the local areas. But you wonder what it's all about. Like, what are they hoping to accomplish? You know, is it that they want to just make a statement? Are they looking to like? They were wondering what was going to happen when the police left. Are they trying to re-secure the hotel? Like, what is? I don't know. I don't know what the idea is there. If the plan is that they're going to, you know, if this is going to be a staging ground for like a standoff, you know, moving forward, who knows? You know. But you know, that whole crew is definitely out here. You know, the whole Antifa line, they're definitely here. You know, I mean, and I've been baby gloving it about these guys for a while, man. But it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. You know, it's all bullshit. The whole like we can do what we want. We're gonna operate how we want, when we want, and control who does what, where, when, and how. That's bullshit. 100%. And coming out here and then having even the whole umbrella thing, like it's just come on, man, get out of here. Like get out of here. It's nonsense. I mean, and the group is just full of like it's ridiculous, man. And I'm so tired of seeing it. I'm sorry, I don't like seeing it on any side, man. When people try to control you and tell you where you can and can't be and try to step on your rights, it's nonsense, man. But yeah, so it turns into this weird like juvenile standoff, man. And I'm just like, come on, let's talk about why are people here? What are we hoping to accomplish, right? So, like, folks are leaving down here. Everyone's kind of just peeling out. And instead of it just being like, all right, cool, we're bouncing, it turns into this, like, jeers and insults tossed out of people, you know. It's just ridiculous. What's hard to understand is get a plan. Someone said, get out of Tacoma. Get a plan. How about that? I know I've got a plan. I'm going to do my best to help out the homeless as best I can. I'm going to be heading to Vegas here in a couple weeks. We're going to be doing a donation drive, and we're going to spend a weekend handing out as much services as we can to the homeless population out in Vegas here in just a few weeks. And I'll be posting some links for how you can help that out. And we're going to do things the right way. You know what I mean? Reach out to people that are really out there and hand them things, put them in their hands, you know, tools that will help them make it through the winter and better provide for the services that they need in the moment. You know what I mean? I don't know what statement this made, if the statement out here was accomplished, you know, if they were able to get done what they were hoping for, but come on, man. Like, let's talk, like, what I would have loved to hear from these folks is like, what's going on here? Here's what we're doing. Here's what we want to accomplish. Here's what we can do. Here's how we can solve that. Here's what we can do to make a change, and here's where you can go to be a part of that. Here's what you can do to proactively assist in the efforts to make this better. You know what I mean? To assist to help aid in the issues. But it's instead all these things keep just turning into fights. You know, like a fight between you and me, and then it turns into an internet war about who can talk the most trash. And it's like, come on, man, get off. Anyway. So it's died down. The police have left. Basically, the only people left here now are a handful of people with cameras. Even the whatchamacallit, the police have bailed out. And I saw as I was driving in from down the street here, there was a handful of police that were driving out, mixed from Puyallup. There was motorcycle police. There was Tacoma, Fife. I don't know if they were here for part of that evacuation process, not evacuation, the clear out, the sweep, whatever you want to call it. But either way, you know, things have chilled out and everyone seems to have bounced. Maybe it's just a lunch break, but I think I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out. Appreciate you guys being here and being a part of everything. It's the loudest little soda can I've ever heard. Anyway, all the best, y'all. Love you. Just wanted to check in and tell you that, let you see what's happening here at the hotel. Sorry, it's cold and I got a lot of things happening like around me with these little groups, so I apologize if I wasn't able to. Chud, Jenny, to be clear, it's a cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller, and it's a ridiculous insult. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's the most, it's just ridiculous. But it's a way that like Antifa likes to refer to people that are not either with the cause or people that whatever, you know. Honestly, anybody's a Chud that's not them. Whatever. So, but the stigma of stupidity, man, it drives through so many different groups. Anyway, I'm gonna cut out, guys. I got to get back to the 9 to 5 for a little while here. Love y'all. And but hey, stay tuned though. I'm working with For the People by the People out of Bakersfield, California. John and his crew, incredible people, really out there doing work with the homeless population every day. They're driven doing real humanitarian work, and I really appreciate the fact that like I'm going to be able to team up with him and his team, and we're going to be able to go into another city and do our best to kind of help assist the people there. We're going to be setting up a fundraiser to help generate funds for us to get blankets, food, medical services, anything that we might be able to get, medical supplies for those communities. So stay tuned for that. If you're able to help out, I'll post that up. That's where I'm hoping to get any contributions or support. I'm looking to go that direction in the third week of January. So stay tuned for donation locations as well. We're probably going to set something up here pretty soon in Bakersfield so that we can go ahead and we're going to do a trailer fill. So we're going to be filling. It sounds odd when I say it like that. We're going to be packing a trailer in Bakersfield, loading up as many supplies as we can from Bakersfield and that surrounding area. And John is going to be driving that over to Vegas. Thank you, Charlotte. Considerable, honest, ultimate dude. And we'll be driving that over there, and then I'm going to go ahead and fly down probably. Unless I end up going down to Baco as well, then driving in with him. I'm not sure. But anyway, keep it tuned in for opportunities to be a part of that with us. Should be an amazing weekend. And I know that the first time I tuned in, you guys get a chance, go over to For the People by the People. It's a great stream. They live stream it and they're out there, man, it'll warm your heart. I watched it for 5 minutes and immediately fell in love with what they're doing. It's just a beautiful effort to help the homeless population. And this is where I get grief, because even being out here in front of this hotel during the occupation, I completely understand the fact that like the homeless population is something that needs to be addressed. There's things that need to be done. There's things that we might be able to do. I don't have those answers though. So I'm hoping that people that are smarter than me, people that are more attached and capable than I am, are able to get together and connect with organizations like Tacoma Housing Now and able to like enact the essence of what they're trying to accomplish here, you know what I mean? Without taking over a private business. Hopefully they'll be able to find a way to help people and really do the work that's going to help get, progress made in these situations. So wish you all the best. And on Facebook, yeah, Lori, that's where you can find For the People by the People. And so I'm going to cut out now, guys. There's other people here, so if you want to tune in with them, you can jump on their stream, but I've talked enough and my fingers are cold. But I'm going to talk to you